So Jayan everyone and welcome you back. So my topic is still in the US hegemony in world politics and how USA was a hegemonic power after in the post disintegration of the Soviet Union. Already discussed a lot in the previous videos that about the Cold War. Then after the disintegration of the Soviet Union, how Cold War has come to an end, the end of the bipolarizations, how the fight between USA and USSR has come to an end after 1991. 1991 के बाद यूनिपोलर वर्ल्ड हुआ, बाइपोलर वर्ल्ड या मल्टीपोलर वर्ल्ड हुआ, उसके बारे में हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. US supremacy in the post 1991 already we have discussed a lot. We discussed about the first Gulf War. We discussed about the second Gulf War. We discussed a lot about so many interference or the intervention of United States of America in the international affairs. Also, we discussed a lot about the role of United States of America in United Nations Organization and its agencies. I told you about how US has its own predominance across the globe in a very short span of time. So these are all the things already discussed previously. Either it was a president from the Republican Party or the president from a Democratic Party. Almost they played similar type of role. जो रोल प्ले करते थे, जो अमेरिकन जो पॉलिसी है, अमेरिकन जो फॉरेन पॉलिसी है, जो इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी है, जो मिलिट्री पॉलिसी है, वो जैसे लगता है कि ऑलमोस्ट कांस्टेंट सा है. लास्ट 70 ईयर्स अगर देखें, प्रेसिडेंट बदलते हैं एंड दे आर नॉट द पॉलिसी मेकर, यू कैन से दे आर द रोल मेकर. बस जो पॉलिसी चल रहा है, जो लीगेसी में उनको मिला हुआ है या जो सिस्टम चलते आ रहे हैं, उस सिस्टम को फॉलो करते हैं, उसको सिर्फ आगे ले जाते हैं वो लोग. यस, रिपब्लिकन पार्टी और डेमोक्रेटिक में लिटिल बिट आइडियोलॉजिकल डिफरेंसेस है, इसलिए थोड़ा बहुत डिफरेंसेस दिखता है. अदरवाइज मोर और लेस यू कैन से हु एल्स इट मे बी द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका. ऑलमोस्ट उनका रोल और ऑलमोस्ट यूएसए का जो वर्ल्ड में जो प्रिडोमिनेंस है, जो सिस्टम है, जो हेजेमोनिक पावर है, ऑलमोस्ट वो कांस्टेंट रहता है, चाहे वो डेमोक्रेटिक पार्टी से हो या रिपब्लिकन पार्टी से हो. USA once it was a colony of United Kingdom. It was being ruled for hundreds of years. And around 250 years, more than 250 years back, it got independence. And this country being made. First World War में country का बहुत significant role नहीं था. But 1920 के बाद gradually it has improvised. And 1945 आते it's reached the zenith and recognized herself as one of the most powerful nation of the world and stood against USSR, stood against United Kingdom, stood against all the countries across the world. Right from the very beginning, it's a democratic country, adopted capitalism. So economically very prosperous country. Right from the very beginning, they laid stress on research and development, R&D. USA is a global village. दुनिया का ऐसा कोई देश के लोग नहीं होंगे जो USA में नहीं होंगे आज. And what for? Basically for the research and developmental activities. So ऐसे नहीं है कि over the night US एक hegemonic power बना. It took long time. It took long time to make herself a hegemonic power across the world. In order to make her own predominance, they did lots of sacrifices, economic sacrifices, military sacrifices, diplomatic sacrifices, many things being done. So what exactly hegemony means? Already I discussed a lot. Hegemony is defined as the dominance or leadership by a single state over other state. If you can take the example of the present or the contemporary present Indian political scenario, India is a hegemonic power in Asian country. India is a hegemonic power in Southeast Asian nations. India is a hegemonic power in Afro-Asian country. It has its own predominance. It has its own dominance over this country. In what aspect? Not only in terms of only finance or money, in terms of leadership, diplomatic relations, political dominance, social dominance, cultural dominance, and lot many. And the present in the 21st century, 2020, India played one of the very significant role in the world politics in terms of hegemony. So we are talking about US hegemony in the world politics, right? So it took a long period of time. ऐसे नहीं कि over the night ही हो गया है, बहुत लंबा टाइम लगा है USA को to become an hegemonic power. And 1991 के बाद ये सबसे powerful country बन जाता है. It is social, economic and political dominance of a state over the other state. That's exactly what otherwise known as the hegemonic. Or in other terminology you can say this is otherwise known as neo-colonization. Neo-colonization, NEO. I'm not talking about the colonialisms or imperialism. I'm not talking about the imperialism of the 18th century or the 17th century or 19th century. I'm talking about the neo-colonizations or neo-colonialism of 21st century. What is neo-colonizations? It's very simple, you can say. Socially, economic and political dominance of a particular state over others is known as neo-colonizations. So what are the different types of hegemony? You have three different types of hegemony. As a hard power, as structural power, as soft power. We will be discussing one after another in the videos to come. In the hard power, it talks about the influence of a powerful nation over other nation in terms of military influence. Power दिखा के, like earlier days, mostly the hegemonic power like suppose Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka, Akbar, all these great rulers, you can say they are having which type of hegemonic power? They are having hard power. They are all hard hegemonic power. By military influence, they expanded their kingdom, their own influence over others, and become a mighty emperor in terms of hard power. Military influence से it means military बहुत strong होना जरूरी है. आपका आर्म फोर्सेस बहुत स्ट्रांग होना जरूरी है. आपका डिफेंस फोर्सेस बहुत स्ट्रांग होना जरूरी है. इफ यू कैन सी, यूएस का सबसे बड़ा सोर्स ऑफ रेवेन्यू क्या है? डिफेंस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग द डिफेंस इंडस्ट्रीज, दैट्स द मेन सोर्स ऑफ द रेवेन्यू अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड. पूरे दुनिया भर में वो बेचता है. दे आर द लार्जेस्ट सप्लायर्स ऑफ आर्म्स एंड एमुनिशन अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड, एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली द हार्ड पावर इज. Right? So, US hegemony is a hard power. Defense, the most well-equipped nation across the world. कोई भी ऐसा दुनिया में और कोई कंट्री नहीं है जो कि इवन यूएस के आसपास भी हो. इट इज़ बिंग सेड दैट अगर टॉप रैंकिंग 15-20 कंट्री को एक साथ मिलाएंगे तो उनका जो हार्ड पावर होगा, उनका जो मिलिट्री स्ट्रेंथ होगा, वही मिलिट्री स्ट्रेंथ अकेले यूएसए का है. माइट इज़ राइट, यू नो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, माइट इज़ राइट. पावर है तो सब कुछ है, एंड दैट एग्जैक्टली इट्स बीइंग प्रूव्ड विद द हार्ड पावर. अगर गल्फ वॉर हुआ, दैट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द हार्ड पावर, दैट्स बिकॉज ऑफ मिलिट्री स्ट्रेंथ. सेकेंड गल्फ वॉर हुआ, दैट्स बिकॉज ऑफ मिलिट्री स्ट्रेंथ. टेररिस्ट के अगेंस्ट में अगर कोई अटैक करते हैं, दैट्स बिकॉज ऑफ मिलिट्री स्ट्रेंथ. सो द हार्ड पावर encompasses a wide range of coercive policies such as coercive diplomacy, economic sanctions, military actions, and the forming of military alliances for deterrence and mutual defense. Second Gulf War, 35 countries together they fought. NATO, example of this hard power. Hard power can be used to establish or change a state of political hegemony or a balance of power. So it played very important role. The hard power always played an important role. See, this is a very important figure that you need to know how US established its own hard power. Total population of US is approximately 32 crores, and total military personnel, around 21 lakhs military personnel were there. Total aircraft, they are having 13,398, and this is 10 years back, you can say statistical data. Fighter aircraft, they are having 2,362. Combat tank, 6,287. Total naval assets, 415 or 24 aircraft carriers. Defense budget is around 760 billion US dollar. That's the defense budget. In the next video, I'll continue with the hard power and the rest of the power. Till then, thank you.